Welcome back, everybody, to Nathan and Landon Do Business. I am one slightly hungover Landon today, coming off of a birthday celebration of a friend. So if I sound out of it, it's because I am. So apologies in advance, America. And with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the man, myth, legend, Mr. Nathan. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm not hungover. I'm just generally out.
Good. It sounds like we're singing off of the same set of sheet music today. We're both a little out of it. Now I have to ask you, do you prefer Mr. Nathan or Dr. Nathan?
Um, I'm sure my mother would prefer Dr. Nathan, but
All right.
the more accurate title would be Mr.
All right. Well, let's go with Doctor. They say fake it till you make it, but that should be our New Year's resolution: is to insist that other people refer to us as Doctor.
I didn't realize that applied to like your credentials on your resume, but that makes sense.
Yeah. There's probably nothing illegal about that, insisting that we be called Doctor.
A lot of people have made some money doing that. So.
Yeah, that can be our grift for the 2023. So,
Yeah.
speaking of which, last week we talked about our theme for the year for 2023. We did some round robin brainstorming. I have a few that I wanted to propose to you, and let's see if we can land on one. Even if it would land on one or create a new one, I feel like we're really close to having a theme for the year. So, what do you think?
I'm excited for it.
So here we go. Nathan and Landon Do Business. Theme option one: our spouses tolerate this. I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Number two: business anarchy.
I love that one.
I think that's a good one too. Number three is a bit more, it's less abstract and more direct. It's give us money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number four: this keeps us off the streets, indicating that if we weren't doing this, we'd be doing some kind of like grift or hustle, as it were, as the kids say. Another good one.
Or just enjoying the streets somehow.
Exactly. Standing on a stoop, snapping our fingers, flipping coins. Yeah.
Yeah. This keeps us from enjoying our lives on the streets.
I'm going to update that to that. This keeps us from enjoying our lives on the streets. And then I had the one that we came up with last week together, which is friends until enemies, enemies until death, which I feel like could be a badass tattoo or t-shirt. Yeah. That one is like the dark horse winner. And then the last one, which AI generated for us, is one time we ate a big hamburger.
We did.
Which is a great story.
I've eaten many big hamburgers.
Yeah. The most shameful part of that story is I didn't finish the big hamburger. I lied about it and got the t-shirt. It's still a source.
It's kind of shameful that I did keep pressing onward when it was clearly demonstrated I could just lie about it. Like, no, I'm going to finish this and be backed up for 2 weeks.
Well, it's the most important thing is it's a source of shame for both of us for different reasons.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all I have. So I'm feeling really good about friends until enemies, or enemies until death. But business anarchy is pretty cool too. That could be a cool logo.
Yeah, there's some real potential for business anarchy logos there. Like,
yeah,
I like that a lot.
Me too.
Our particular brand of business anarchy.
Yeah. Why don't we do this? Let's do like a 2-question poll and put it on our YouTube channel and see if anybody answers it. Let's see if anybody's watching. So you there, if you made it this far into the video, please look at our channel right now and let us know if you prefer friends until enemies, enemies until death, or business anarchy. And if no one votes, maybe next week we just make an executive decision or ask our spouses who tolerate this.
Yeah. It is nice of them to tolerate it. So.
It is. Tolerance is underrated these days. So yeah, I feel like we have some really good options here for 2023. And I'm feeling optimistic as hell.
I think it'd be a good logo to put like friends and like an arrow, and then enemies, and then arrow death with no explanation.
It's like a flow chart.
Yeah.
Friends, enemies, death. The circle of friendship. And it rules us all.
If it loops back around to friends at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm into this. And business anarchy, like just some kind of like barbed wire thing, like, So it looked like something that looks like a prison tattoo. I could
Yeah.
see it on someone's abdomen, kind of like Tupac's Thug Life tattoo, but it says Business Anarchy. Maybe it's some business guy in a suit pulling it to the side and it has that tattoo on his abdomen. That
Yeah.
could be a cool logo.
Well, they've gotten a
Yeah.
lot of mileage out of the A anarchy like symbol or whatever.
Yeah.
So we just need to incorporate business into that logo somehow, like a dollar sign behind it or something.
Put a tie right in the middle.
Ooh, nice.
That could be a good one. Yeah. Ripe with possibilities here. Yeah. I feel like our brand's really starting to take off.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And if anyone, spouses or non-spouses have any suggestions for us in this realm, drop it in the comments. Smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Ring the bell.
Yeah.
Ride a horse.
Do they still have that bell? I've never actually subscribed to anything on YouTube. I just hear people say that a lot.
I know. I think there's a bell, but I've never rung it because I can't be bothered. Like,
No,
I don't want to get notifications on things. Like, I don't need to
no.
be notified about YouTube. The only subscription I have on YouTube right now is a cowboy hat wearing gentleman by the name of Arcus. All he does is very old Nintendo speed runs, and he's my only subscription.
I mean, that's the cream of the crop for YouTube. So
It's the
why would
best.
you need anything else?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's amazing. So yeah, so yeah, that could yeah. Smash the like button.
And of course, subscribe to Nathan and Landon Do Business
Yeah, and Arcus.
and Arcus.
Yeah, that's right. I should have specified that. Don't just smash any like button. This one.
Yeah.
Let's not look for loopholes here, you jerks. Sorry, sweetheart.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, I didn't mean to call you a jerk, Grandma. All right. Um, also, shifting gears a little bit, I think I have an opportunity for us. In the business world, they call this white space, unclaimed territory, revenue opportunities. I think I found a big one, Nathan. Are
Let's
you
hear it.
familiar with cola?
I, I've had some carbonated beverages in my life.
Yeah, it's sugar water, bubbly sugar water. The profit margin on that product is ridiculous. It's insane.
I live in a state that's obsessed with sugar because
Oh,
they uh they like to avoid any other vices, and so they've substituted sugar for all of their major vices. So
yeah. I noticed that. I was talking to Katie about that, how like on every corner instead of a bar, it's a bakery.
it's true.
Yeah. Sometimes you want to know where everyone knows your name, and there's frosting on everything.
Yeah, you know how like a lot of places you'll see like a line outside a coffee establishment in the morning.
Yeah.
They literally have the dirty soda shops open at like 7 a.m. and there's huge lines in this drive-through. People get like a liter of cola before they headed to work.
That's wild.
It's disgusting.
So, for the uninitiated, describe what a dirty soda is.
I don't frequent these places, but apparently they they take your already excessive amounts of sugar and they add other things to it, like shots of other flavors and mixing of like colas and orange and I don't know what other flavors you would want to mix with that. It's like when you used to go to like scout camp and you press like all the buttons and you get like jungle juice or whatever.
Yeah.
They do that, but like they charge people for it. So
Yeah, I thought I saw one that was like a Diet Coke with sweetened condensed milk, which defeats the purpose of a Diet
yeah,
Coke because you're basically putting an entire sheet cake in there.
yeah, it's so disgusting.
Yeah. And compounding it, my understanding is they'll deliver these abomination sodas to your home with cookies as if it wasn't
Yeah,
enough. It's like you want to just chase down that cookie with a sweetened condensed milk Coke.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
bonkers.
The gourmet cupcake market was huge here for a couple of years, but that sort of faded. Now they got a bunch of cookie places. They'll deliver like I don't know 2 pound cookies to here or something like these giant disgusting balls of fat and sugar. I know that sounds right up my alley and all, but like it's like they take it way too far. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then a dirty soda so you can just like drink your diabetes instead. So
Yeah. They're the greatest food scientists are coming up with ways to make you feel as nervous and as diabetic as possible in as quick of a fashion as humanly possible, which is great. I respect that.
Well, they have those two types of diabetes, right? Like there's the one you're born with, like the coward's diabetes, and then the one you have to earn. So
Exactly. It's an achievement.
yeah,
Congratulations, sir. There's a big ceremony in the doctor's office. You've done it. They give you a candy necklace. A plus plus. Great job. Yeah. But anyways, here's what I was thinking about as far as sodas go. I don't think it's necessary for us to make another soda abomination because, to your point, there's a market proliferation of that. But we essentially have a two-party cola system right now that dominates the market. You have the market leader, Coca-Cola, and you have the challenger brand, Pepsi, who are both kind of operating in this, I don't know. The one kind of has accepted its challenger brand status and the other its market leader status, and they mutually coexist. But it's a two-party system. And you
yeah,
know what happens if you get locked into a two-party system for too long? Before you know it, someone's storming the cola capital and all hell's breaking loose. We
yeah.
can't have that. There
Yeah,
needs to be a third cola party.
we need a ranked choice cola.
Yes, I think so too. We have a cola monopoly right now. Hell, even back in the olden days with the railroads, they had the big four. How is it even possible we only had two soda brands?
Yeah, they've just been cannibalizing themselves. Like they've gotten down to the two, and I think they're comfortable maintaining that status quo because then they keep making all sorts of like ungodly amounts of money. But
Yeah.
I think we need to disrupt that status quo.
Yes. Nathan, I'm so glad you used the word disrupt on our podcast here today because that's exactly what I want to do. I want to disrupt the cola business. I feel like people who unironically say the word disrupt like that, they just print money. For some reason, people take
Yeah,
them seriously automatically. So it's high time we start disrupting things. So,
with our particular brand of business anarchy.
yes, yes. Step one, storm the Coke capital. So this is what I did. I took a look at what makes Coke and Pepsi different, and I figured we could find a lowest common denominator of things that sodas must accomplish or be or do in order to be viable warriors in the cola wars.
Okay.
So this is what I got here. So first thing I did was I wasn't really clear on the difference between Coke and Pepsi. To me, they're both just brown sugar, bubbly sugar water.
Yeah.
But apparently there are minor differences. Both from a flavor standpoint and from a branding standpoint. So from a flavor standpoint, I think it looks like Coke has higher sodium, it's fizzier, and it has what's been described as a raisiny vanilla flavor.
It also has that beautiful history of having cocaine in it. So
Yes, yeah. You did a Mormon mission like me, right?
I did 2 whole years.
Yeah, me too. Was there a rumor where you went that there was actually still cocaine in the South American Coca-Cola?
I would hear that sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I would get stoked on it. I felt like a drug lord. I was like fucking Pablo Escobar, drinking my Coca-Cola in my Mormon missionary get up.
Yeah.
I thought I was a badass. But yeah, speaking of branding, so yeah, it's Coca-Cola is it's one of the most iconic brands in the world. First and foremost, you have the sexy bottle, like the first bottle that American men became aroused by because it's shaped like a woman.
Yes.
Yeah. They invented Santa and
Yes.
Americana, apparently. I don't know if that's true, but that's people seem to believe.
I hear that's why Santa Claus wears red. Is that's the Coca-Cola colors. So
That's what I hear too. Either that or he's a Bolshevik.
either way.
he is giving out presents,
Yeah.
disrupting capitalism. Santa Claus was the original disruptor. Reverse burglaring,
Yeah.
giving instead of selling. Yeah. They're also known for their frequent use in cocktails, which I thought was interesting. Like, you think Jack and Coke, rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke. Yeah.
You never hear anyone use like a rum and Pepsi. if,
No.
if I was a bartender and someone asked me for a rum and Pepsi, I would become confused and enraged.
I would release the opossums early that day.
It's a good throwback. Listeners, go back and watch our bartender episode. It's a treat.
It's a goodie.
It's a very good one. And the other thing that I thought was interesting from a marketing standpoint was that one time they released an intentionally inferior version of their product, and then a few months later released the classic edition to
Yeah,
much
the new
fanfare.
Coke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
new Coke. Everyone
I've heard
hated
that.
it.
Yeah.
And then went back to Coke Classic, and everyone was like, "Oh God, Coke Classic!" And then they made millions. So
I heard they did that though to switch out from using like actual sugar to switch to high fructose corn syrup.
yes,
So when classic Coke came back, they slipped that one in there and got everybody.
exactly. Pure evil, which I also think is interesting because now the Mexican version of Coke is preferred because they still have the cane sugar in it as opposed to
Yeah.
the high fructose corn syrup. So, anyways, those were the only things that I found that Coke is really known for from a flavor and branding standpoint. Um, Interesting, I thought. So,
How did they describe the flavor? Vanilla raisin.
raisiny vanilla.
I mean, two tastes that have been begging to go together. So
Yeah. Yeah. I want a drink that tastes like something, a rum cake my grandmother would make.
if it doesn't taste like old grapes, I'm not interested.
Needs more tones of raisins. This needs to make me feel like I'm going to be regular, like a poop is imminent.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I'm slightly hungover. I can't enunciate. I apologize. Yeah, raisiny vanilla. So that's a good segue into Pepsi. So what Pepsi is known for is being sweeter. Like you remember the Pepsi challenge
Yeah.
back in the day where they do those blind taste tests between Coke and Pepsi. Well, I learned that most people when they did the blind taste test would say they would prefer Pepsi because it's loaded with sugar. And so you sip that, of course you're going to prefer that.
Yeah.
People put all kinds of sugar nonsense in their sodas, as we've discussed. And it also has what they describe as like a citrusy flavor, whereas the Coke is more raisiny vanilla. This is more of a citrus type angle to it, which is interesting. And those are and I wrote down here has never been used in a cocktail ever.
Well, Pepsi's slogan is Pepsi okay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought it'd be funny. So I'll have a Jack and Coke. Is a Jack and Pepsi okay? How dare you? How dare you? Yeah.
I feel like Pepsi's been trying to make some inroads with maybe it's keying off the citrus angle, but like they've come out with other versions with like wild cherry Pepsi and like mango Pepsi. Like
Yeah.
they're trying to take like the Oreo route where they just mix in a bunch of other like flavors.
Spicy sriracha Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. They should go that route. Or if they haven't, we should go that route ourselves.
Yeah.
Some innovative flavors. Yeah. Yeah. Have you used those soda machines where you can like mix and match your own flavors, where you push a bunch of buttons and you make your own custom soda creation?
Every time I go to the movies, we have there's a lineup of those like what are those called? Coke, whatever.
Yeah.
There's a name for it, I can't remember, but
Coke-O-Matic.
yeah. The sugar dispenser 5000 something.
I'm not gonna lie, I love that.
Yeah.
I get a grape Sprite Zero every time I use that thing, and I'm mocked by my family to no end, and I deserve it.
Coke freestyle, I think is what they call those.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If
It's
I
a
was a
delight.
rich man, I would get one of those in my house. So
That sounds amazing. I kind of want a soda right now.
I actually don't drink very much soda. I try to stick with the water, but like I do enjoy the soda though. It's not for lack of enjoyment, mind you. It's
Yeah,
because I'm already a fat man and I don't need to be fatter. So
yeah. Same here. I probably drink about one soda a week,
yeah.
but I make it count. I got that low calorie vanilla Dr. Pepper downstairs right now. It's
Yeah.
very good. And there's a cream soda Dr. Pepper Zero too.
Nice.
Also a solid one. Um, is this turning into our favorite soda episode?
This is just us discussing sodas we like.
That's our new podcast theme. Discussing beverages we like.
Isn't soda good?
Don't forget to subscribe, everybody,
Smash that like button.
to hear more about our hot takes on sodas we like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, Pepsi. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna. So how can we disrupt this duopoly of Coke and Pepsi?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. So we know Pepsi has more sugar, it's more citrusy. From like a cultural marketing branding standpoint, I learned today that they went bankrupt a couple of times, like after they launched around like the Great Depression, turn of the century, and they tried to sell themselves to Coke, and Coke said no both times. They wanted no part of that. So Pepsi went directly to Coke and asked if they were okay, and Coke said absolutely not. Go back and keep making Pepsi. So that happened. I recall they sponsored the Super Bowl for many years. That was like the Pepsi halftime show, and they were
Yeah.
associated with youth celebrities like Michael Jackson back in the day when he was a young man, Britney Spears. I wrote down here that Pepsi invented youth culture. I'm not sure if that's true, but that was their whole thing about being young, thinking young, being young and vibrant and energetic. Um,
Well, they did
yeah.
that whole thing with like trying to appeal to the hippies and buying the world a Coke. Like that was
Yes,
a big thing in the 70s. So,
it was. Yeah.
yeah,
Was it Pepsi who did that Kylie Jenner ad where there was like a riot and
I
she
think it
went to get the
was. Yeah,
cup of Pepsi?
yeah.
That was the most wrong-headed shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
It
That's
kind of
amazing.
backfired on him a little bit.
Kylie Jenner resolving the race riots of 2020 through Pepsi. I think it was prior to 2020, but anyways, it was a really bad idea.
Yeah.
The other thing, do you remember that thing in the 90s, the Pepsi points?
Um, I don't think I ever participated in this promotion, but
Well, this is wild. So like there was a commercial that they made where it showed this kid and he was like a standard 90s cool kid with sunglasses, and it shows him putting the sunglasses on and it said like sunglasses, 7,500 Pepsi points. And then there was some other thing that he had that was really cool, like bomber jacket, like 20,000 Pepsi points. And then you see bushes and trees rustling in the wind as this and then a Harrier jet lands in front of his school and it says Harrier jet 75,000 Pepsi points, and this kid gets out like he's goddamn Maverick from Top Gun.
yeah,
Of course it was a joke, but I believe a young man accumulated that many Pepsi points and demanded a Harrier jet from Pepsi.
I think I heard about that. Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't win, but I respect the hustle for trying to get a Harrier jet
yeah,
from his own nation, his own Pepsi nation state. I will invade Coca-Cola.
yeah. That's when Pepsi really started going downhill. Is when they didn't deliver on the Harrier jets.
Yeah, that would be great if Pepsi decided they were going to become arms dealers. We're going to give weapons to children. They'll have their army of
Kids like soda, and kids get conscripted into child armies.
exactly.
There's a lot of crossover in that Venn diagram. So.
Yeah, that was Pepsi's first foray into, I wouldn't say the culture war, but just war in general. They were looking to overthrow governments.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm thinking. Looking at all these things from Pepsi and Coke, I believe that our third-party soda needs three things. So one is a slightly different, but not too different flavor profile. Something that's similar to Coke and Pepsi, but not too far off because they're all so similar. You want brown bubbly sugar water, but it can't be too different. So
Just somewhat raisiny.
pruny.
Yeah.
So I threw down a few ideas here, just off the top of the head. Tobacco, that could be one flavor.
It's addictive, I hear.
Yes, that could be amazing. Yeah, once you pop, you can't stop. No, that's Pringles. That's not cola. Black licorice, another divisive flavor, but I feel like that's something that might attract attention there. Spicy curry. There's no spicy cola to my knowledge. That might be a white space for us to play. Or menthol, like the cigarettes. Again, going back to tobacco.
Yeah.
It could be highly, but I don't know, something like that where it's you hear my thinking was, if you hear something like there are notes of tobacco in this, you're going to be intrigued and think, oh, that's a little bit fancy, and you might try it. Something kind of odd, but also something that might make someone think, oh yeah, that makes sense. I want to try that soda. So yeah, that's the first thing.
So, of course, I mean, there are third party alternatives that get discarded a lot. I mean, do you want to approach like your RC colas or like
Ooh,
your Sam's Club brand?
yes, like a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What if we overtook a third-party cola and boosted it up a little bit, jacked jacked up the stock value, did some radical innovation on their side of things, and then take it to Pepsi and Coke. I like that. Tab, another good one.
Yeah.
We could market to 80s workout moms. What's the one that the Juggalos like? The Insane Clown Posse fans? Is that Fago?
I don't know what they're drinking these days.
Oh yeah, I think it's called Fago, where it's like this red cream soda that you can only get out of Michigan. We could take that nationally. On the topic of Michigan, I'm not sure they're based in Michigan. Are you familiar with LaCroix?
Yeah.
If you want to go down a crazy rabbit hole, read the news releases of the president of LaCroix. It's nuts. Here's a CEO of a news release. So it's like this small family-owned business LaCroix was. And overnight, they just made these distribution deals that made them like a national brand. And so this headline, during an earnings release call, the headline says, LaCroix CEO's wacky handicap slur makes me want to stop drinking LaCroix. So the quote that he said on the call was, managing a brand is not so different from caring for someone who becomes handicapped, said Nick A. Caparella, CEO of LaCroix.
That's a
Yeah,
hot take right there.
yeah. So he says brands do not see or hear, so they are at the mercy of their owners or care providers who must preserve the dignity and special character that the brand exemplifies. Really weird analogy,
Yeah.
but
It's a very odd dots to connect there.
it is. Yeah. If this guy can make it, we can make it. We can make a soda brand that takes over the country. Now, but I like the idea of taking an existing brand, taking it over, and then to the moon, baby. So that's the first. So our third party soda needs a slightly different flavor profile. I feel like we need a cultural movement as part of our new soda brand as well. So just some ideas I threw out here is we can invent a new cola-based religion. That could be a nice thing. People take cola pretty seriously.
They do.
Worshipping a cola god, not too unrealistic.
Yeah, it's the next logical step.
Thank you.
We could also look at like, I mean, this might be a part of the religion is having our own specific holidays, just like Coke invented Santa Claus.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Some kind of new holiday mascot
Yeah.
for either an existing holiday or a new holiday. We could take over Easter.
Yeah. What do you got on Easter? You got the bunny.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that bunny's not doing nothing for nobody.
Yeah. We don't need to sponsor the bunny. We could just say the bunny belongs to us, that we invented Easter.
Yeah.
Or we we could sponsor the empty tomb. He has risen from a flavorless existence. Yeah.
We've got like I think Cadbury's tried to make a move on Easter, right? With they're like
Yeah.
the rabbit making like chicken noises and it's like pooping the Cadbury eggs or whatever.
Because I always know I enjoy eating other animal feces.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So other than that though, it's pretty wide open.
it is. Yeah, we could do Arbor Day. We could do we don't want to do Columbus Day. Columbus Day is now Indigenous Persons Day, right? That's too fraught with controversy. Yeah.
It's exactly what I was going to say. Fraught with controversy.
Yeah. We want to stay away from that one. Labor Day. Labor Day.
Mm.
What if there was a mythical creature around Labor Day?
Delivering a delicious working man's soda.
Yeah, the ghost of Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a really good one. No one's doing anything with Labor Day.
No.
Yeah. Halloween, the Great Pumpkin, Thanksgiving. Yeah, this is for us to solve later, but I think we're thinking the same thing. We need to own a holiday or a special date and make a mascot around that holiday. Yeah. And then the last thing I was thinking is, what if we created a fake controversy, similar to launching a new RC Cola, peeling it back and then deploying the original RC Cola, or declaring a war on a nation state, similar to what Pepsi attempted. That could be a way in.
It's got to be bigger than just claiming it's like taking care of a disabled person, though. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's just words.
Yeah.
Words hurt, but they don't last. We need to do something significant.
Yeah, we need action.
Yes, yes, indeed. We do need action. So yeah, something to think about. So that the first two things: new flavor profile, cultural movement, and then once those two pieces are in place, we need to declare an active cola war. So Pepsi and Coke know we're serious.
Yeah.
So something that stakes our claim in the ground. So some form of sabotage could be interesting, or sabotage, depending on how you
Either
prefer to pronounce
sabotage.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either
Sabotage.
way.
Yeah. Hurtful advertising or dances.
Another
Mind
callback.
games. Exactly. We can get our funny doodlers together and make some
Yeah.
hurtful dances towards Pepsi and Coke. Yeah, but some kind of declaration of war, I think, is necessary.
So where do we position ourselves? Because we've already established that the Coke and Pepsi are way too laden with sugar and terrible for your health. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to go the healthy route though and try to
Oh
claim
no,
like this is good for people. So maybe we
no.
lean into like how bad it is for you. Like, look around you. Life is terrible. You don't want to survive much longer. That like you're looking for a way out. This is the cola for you.
Drink yourself to death. Every sip more enjoyable than the last, creeping ever so slowly towards the inevitable.
Yeah.
What was it? I think it was
Enjoy the
the
ride. That would be my slogan for that. To the grave is implied, but you're gonna die no matter what.
yeah.
RC Cola, enjoy the ride.
Wink. Who was it? It was Red Fox. He was talking about health foods and health nuts, and he said, "How stupid are you going to feel when you live to 100 and die from nothing?" I
Yeah, you
think
don't
he
want
could
that.
exactly. If you're going to die, you want to make it count. Do it with a cola that you love, that tastes like bacon grease.
Mm.
Yeah, that could be a good one. The only soda that's high in sugar and cholesterol.
You can boost those sodium numbers too, since that's
Yeah,
apparently what Coke is doing,
yeah,
putting salt in it to make you thirstier. So
yeah. We can put salt in it. We can put some kind of illicit drug. Make it real unhealthy. All right, I'm going to write this down. Unhealthy. So I like that. Another way in, is what if we, again, I hate to go to the religious route, but what if we claim that like the Cokes and the Pepsis of the world are like the John the Baptists of cola who are paving the way for us, the one true cola?
I like that.
Yeah. We respect Pepsi and Coke. They're both true prophets of our cola times. We
Yeah,
are the one true cola. We are the pinnacle of cola. We respect other colas, but no, we are the best and we are the ones you should worship.
yeah, I like that a lot.
Me too. Yeah. I'm going to the megalomania route on that one.
Yeah,
I would really like to be worshipped. Does that make me a narcissist?
nah, I
Probably.
think you're fine.
That's another slogan. Desire to be worshipped or worship us. Your new gods. No, we're not that. That's not us.
No, the
All right.
cola is
It's
worship the
narcissistic.
cola.
Yeah. What if we what if we marketed this as a cola for narcissists or a cola for influencers?
Could we have a? I'm trying to think of a good name for a soda that rhymes with like amen, and get people to say that at the end of all their prayers instead of amen.
Oh,
Get the kids on board of saying like, because there's either like the ramen thing, but like
what? Ah, man.
yeah.
Take a big sip.
Ah,
Man.
man.
I'm writing that down. Ah, exclamation point, hyphen, man. That's the sound you'll make when you drink it. It's serendipitous. You'll have a religious experience in every sip. The only cola endorsed by Jesus, Buddha, and Allah.
Throw
Oh
Muhammad in
man,
there too. We got to cover all the bases there.
we do. You're right. We can't leave them out. Yeah. It feels like this is the culmination point for all major world religions. It's some kind of soda deal.
Yeah, it all kind of converges in capitalism, anyways. So
Exactly. Yeah. Prosperity gospel.
yeah,
Yeah. I like that. So we have, I think there's no reason for us to leave any of these things out. I think this absolutely should be unhealthy. I think that it should absolutely be about enjoying the ride, this hedonistic view on life. And I think it should also be a part of a religion. Yeah. I don't know. Is there any kind of as far as advertising goes, any kind of promotions we want to do with these people, any kind of wacky promises we want to make for these folks? If you Maybe it's some kind of survival endurance challenge where if you can drink 10 of these and survive, then you get deified or get granted soda sainthood status.
Yeah, that's how you progress in the religion. Drinking more of the soda.
Oh, yeah, it's like Scientology.
Yeah.
That's the loyalty program where if you sit, the more barcodes you send in, the more sanctified you become.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. MLM, Scientology racket. Well, this is terrific. We can do auditing. We can ask really intrusive questions and collect people's secrets.
Yeah. And then blackmail them with them.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I just got the chills right there, Nathan. We're combining all of my favorite things, pseudo religion and blackmail. Yeah. That could be interesting. Yeah. And then we can mine those secrets to inform our hurtful dances.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We can have spies infiltrating Coke and Pepsi, getting secrets of high-level executives, and then we can make super specific, hyper-targeted, the most hurtful dances ever seen.
Oh, they're gonna hurt so bad after they see these dances.
They'll be sobbing in a heap. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I'm excited. Are we gonna make a soda religion?
I don't think we can avoid it at this point.
I think it's inevitable. Come follow me to flavor.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. When there was one set of footprints in the sand, I was carrying you and feeding you my soda. I was
Eat,
cravingly,
drink RC Cola, and be merry, for tomorrow we die.
yeah. Drink. This is my soda, which I made for you. Oh, goodness. Oh, sorry, Jesus. You and I were close for a real long time, and I don't mean to be hurtful towards you.
So we could just call it like RC Cola, like subtitle, the water of life.
What if we change the R to a J? That could be good.
JC Cola.
Yeah. Yeah. We could even just make it easy. All the cans they've already printed, we just scratch out the R and just hand draw a J right there to make it look super professional, like
Yeah.
it was a hostile Jesus takeover.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know any way we can get in contact with Jesus? Serious question.
Um, for what I hear, he's big into corporations these days. So,
Yeah. Maybe we just hit him up on LinkedIn, see if he's interested in a collaboration.
yeah. I know athletes tend to talk to him a lot, and
Yeah.
they're convinced that he's influencing the outcome of their games and stuff. So
Yeah. 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 Maybe we talk to one of them. Is Chad Ochocinco still an athlete that plays sports?
I don't know from sports. So.
He's the only athlete name I know, because his number was 85.
Yeah.
And so he legally changed his last name to Ochocinco, which I think is the coolest thing an athlete's ever done. On his jersey, had the number 85 and then Ochocinco right above it.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Hero.
Technically not 85, just 85.
Exactly. Which makes it even better. All right, Nathan. I think we're at a jumping off point where we can go out and start making a business plan. At least I'm feeling like I'm ready to go forth and brainstorm my cola religion. How you feeling?
I'm very excited about it.
All right. Well, I'm going to spend some time this week doing that, and then I'll let you know where I net out next week. We can share some ideas or presentations or what's probably going to end up happening is I'll make a zany theme song, and that's probably going to be it. With some notes for my religion, like commandments and whatnot and rules.
Yeah, there's some work that needs to go into forming a religion.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to go to the desert and do some peyote or something. We need some kind of visitation.
Yeah.
What do you know about ayahuasca?
I know it's not as delicious as RC Cola. I'll tell you that right now.
JC Cola.
JC Cola.
It's full of ayahuasca. Have a religious experience in every sip. Yeah.
There's some very specific markets we can go after. So
I saw this video of some guy on an ayahuasca retreat, and it was basically him flailing in a river while everyone around him telling me he was going to be okay. And it seemed deeply unpleasant. So let's put that in our soda. That could be the tagline.
The kids love it.
It's deeply unpleasant. Kids love it. Yeah. All right, let's do it. So in closing, smash the like button, ring the subscribe bell. Then what?
If it's still a
And
thing.
yeah, and vote for our theme for the year. And stay tuned next week when we're going to present to you ideas for our new cola religion, which is really going to disrupt the cola game. Nathan, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna sweep the nation.
I feel like we're going to get a lot of low hanging fruit here. Um, that's the thing people say, right?
Yeah.
All right. So until next week, I have been Landon.
I continue to be Nathan.
And